Elijah's ascent to heaven in 3 minutes. Now, when the Lord was about to take Elijah up to heaven by a whirlwind, Elijah and Elisha were on their way from Gilgal. What should we make of Elijah going up to heaven by a whirlwind? It begins with this odd journey. They are in Gilgal, and Elijah's going to Bethel, the site of false worship and Jeroboam's golden calf, the original sin of the northern kingdom of Israel. He says, "Please stay here, for the Lord has sent me as far as Bethel." But Elisha said, "As the Lord lives, and as you yourself live, I will not leave you." So they went down to Bethel. Now, Elisha doesn't listen to Elijah, and it often happens in the Old Testament that politeness demands that someone ask them something they don't expect them to obey. See Genesis 23. Now, in Bethel, we have this group of the sons of the prophets. Don't exactly know who they are, but they aren't biological sons. They say, "Do you know that today the Lord will take away your master from over you?" And he said, "Yes, I know it. Keep quiet." This is repeated as Elijah asked Elisha to stay here while he goes to Jericho, and then Jericho to the Jordan River. Each time Elisha refuses to stay back and proceeds with him. Two things to note here is one, they basically walk in a circle. And two, these are important sites in Joshua's conquest of the land. Now at the Jordan, Elijah took his cloak, rolled it up, and struck the water. And the water was parted to one side and the other, and they went on dry ground. This moment is loaded with meaning. Moses led the Israelites, Joshua over the Jordan. Elijah now leaves the promised land. And this maybe foretells exile. Spoiler alert, that's the end of 2 Kings. It looks forward to John the Baptist appears suddenly in the wilderness. Elijah said to Elisha, "Ask what I shall do for you before I'm taken from you." And Elisha said, "Please let there be a double portion of your spirit on me." A double portion is the first right of inheritance, not double power. Elijah says, "It's hard, but you'll get it if you see me when I go." Behold, chariots of fire and horses of fire separated the two of them, and Elijah went up by a whirlwind into heaven. And Elisha saw it, and he cried, "My father, my father." Elijah saw it and cried, "Father, he's his true spiritual son." And Elisha takes up his master's cloak, re-enters the promised land the same way through the parted water, heals the water in Jericho. There's more. But if Elijah ascends, looks forward to Christ's ascension, and I think it does, Elisha is a picture of the Christian life, which looks to the risen Lord, receives adoption by faith to call God our Father, is clothed in Christ's righteousness with authority, walks through the waters of baptism, and finally lives to give blessings to others in Christ's name.